Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Believe versus... Excuse me, dang it, I hate it when that happens. How do I fix that? Alright, I know how to fix it. I will restart the replay. Yeah, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Believe versus Focus here on Turtle Rock. Game 4 in the series. Believe spawning here as the pink Undead player, meanwhile Focus spawning here as the yellow Orc. Orc versus Undead once more here on Turtle Rock. Should be an interesting game, interesting matchup once more, but Orc really just showing their dominance as of late, at least in this particular matchup, as it feels like Focus has taking control of the series with a 3-0 lead. Now, I'm not quite sure how many games there are, or I know how many games are in the series, but I'm not quite sure about the format. It may be 2 best-of-3s, or it may be a best-of-7. So, not quite sure what is going down here as the game does get underway. We can see that the Altar of Storms is about to be completed. Meanwhile, we are going into a graveyard, and Believe opening up with that Undead play, where he is going to be going into Crypt Fiends alongside that Death Knight most likely. The Crypt will go ahead and train up a Ghoul, try and rally the Ghoul over here, start clearing out some more lumber, and then perhaps transferring the Ghoul into this section to really increase the lumber production once this graveyard has been completed. So, and strategies so far, and not much to really talk about. We are going to be going into that Death Knight here, but the Blade Master is going to have a window of opportunity to do a lot of creeping without any pressure or harassment. A Peon now making his way out, and as he does a bit of scouting, he's going to find his opponent's base rather quickly. And is he actually going to explore it? Yes, he is going to explore it. He didn't really have to go inside the base. He could have just gained sight on the Blight, but he actually wanted to come in and take a look around. He may get taken down, or perhaps he's going to do a little bit of harassment on some Acolytes. No, he is just simply going to patrol right here, make sure that no buildings can be placed down, but with the Nerubian Tower there, that's just going to be free XP a little bit later. Blade Master now on the move. Perhaps is going to try to creep out this location here, taking down that Ogre Magi and also getting that very, very important Watcher Ward while staying outside of the range of these Ogre Warriors. A very common trick to take that level 5 item. We are going to see the selling of that Scroll of Town Portal and now picking up a Circlet of Nobility most likely. Yes, there's a Circlet of Nobility purchase. You can see that the Ogre Warriors are just waiting for the Troll Trapper to get away or move away. That is not going to be happening, as the Blade Master are going to get off a very, very easy level 5 solo creep camp kill here, and picks up a Ring of Regeneration. So a nice item for now, as it will help him regenerate some hit points. Meanwhile, back over here, this one Peon down to 2 hit points, and it is going to get taken out, giving experience to that Death Knight. 25 experience already there as the Blade Master now makes his way over. Ring of Regeneration, one of those items that a lot of players are torn about whether or not it is good. I often like it on a Paladin, especially if you can get 2 of them, as it really makes that Paladin pretty much unkillable. A Divine Shield makes him invulnerable for a long time, and on top of that, it keeps him alive much, much longer, and it also heals him essentially since he can't take damage. There's a Healing Salve now going down. Mantle of Intelligence. We are now getting into a level 2 Blade Master, as the Blade Master most likely will Windwalk and then try to perhaps get inside and behind these Acolytes. Meanwhile, the Crypt Fiends and the Skeletal Maidens are going to try to battle it up against the Ogre Warriors here. The Blade Master may get a Windwalk strike there, and oh, it is revealed. Was the item picked up? No, the item was not picked up, as the Blade Master... oh no, it was the Slippers of Agility. Yes, so Believe... No, the Slippers of Agility was from the other turtle camp. Okay, so the item has not been dropped yet. The Blade Master does have to be a little bit careful here. He could try to utilize that same trick on this side of the map, but I don't believe he will, just picking up Boots of Speed instead. Grunts now making their way over. Ogre Warrior is now down to 125 hit points, a little bit more damage, and it will get taken down. There's the Dust of Appearance once more. The Blade Master coming in, getting in on some critical strikes. There's a Death Coil. Down goes a Grunt, as Believe it does a little bit of damage there, and now going after the Blade Master. The Blade Master is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Level 2 on the Death Knight. Death Knight perhaps can get some more damage onto a Grunt here, and yes, it is a surround. So Believe getting a very easy surround here. He's going to try to push this one Grunt out, but the Grunt is not actually going to get pushed out here. You're going to see the damage. Oh, is that one Grunt going to get taken down? Yes, taken down by the Blade Master, denying experience. The Death Knight did not want to waste a Death Coil on it, with the Blade Master with a little bit of micro taking it down himself. No more use to him. Blade Master now going in after the Ogre Warrior. There is a Claws of Attack +6. A very nice item for that Blade Master now. Already up to +8 attack. Blade Master does have enough for a Windwalk. It looks like he will be Windwalking here. Getting some damage now onto that Death Knight once more. Death Knight now down to 264 hit points. Backing away. Blade Master going after Crypt Fiends still. So Crypt Fiends and Death Knight continuing to battle it up here. So it looks as though we may have a Death Coil onto that Crypt Fiend there. Yes, it is. And oh, we could have a possible surround. There's a Dust of Appearance. The Blade Master is taking a lot of damage. And now that Blade Master is going to be getting away. But it does cost him a Grunt, as we are going to see the Blade Master once again try to push back in. There is the Dust of Appearance. And where is that Blade or the Death Knight going? It looks as though the Grunt may get taken down there. There's a Death Coil. The Grunt down to 6 hit points. It's going to get taken down. Yes, right there. And now a Crypt Fiend trying to get away. The Death Knight trying to get away as well. And where are these units all going to go? They're going to go all under the cover of a Nerubian tower, which is the perfect place to be if you are harassed by a Blade Master, removing his very, very fast movement speed from him, as we now see perhaps the Blade Master still just dancing around here. The Blade Master has to be a little bit careful, though. That Windwalk is going to break at any time, as the Death Knight still just dancing around, and we'll see what's going to go down here. So far, we are going into that Lich. No Slaughterhouse as of yet, using more skeletal minions. The units are going to be moving out. Shadowhunter is already out on the field for focus. Blade Master is still in the center portion of the map here, as the Death Knight looks to perhaps do a little bit of creeping. All right, the Death Knight now making a move off over here. Going to go perhaps try to take down this very, very high level creep camp. There is a Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Meanwhile, the Blade Master get off a critical strike onto, I believe, a skeletal minion there. Only thing that actually doesn't leave a corpse but has a little bit of a body. You can see the Gargantuan Sea Turtle now taking damage. The Crypt Fiend's now still trying to fight back here. The Huntsman, both sides just dancing around the skeletal minions, taking a lot more damage than they should be. They should actually be dealing them some damage there, as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle still going after these units, trying to make that Gargantuan Sea Turtle walk around these units constantly, as a Gargantuan Sea Turtle already down to 700 some odd hit points. Meanwhile, we are going to see the Blade Master now make a move over. He has a Claws of Attack +9, and that Blade Master already at +15 damage looks to deal a lot more, as we now see the Lich come over. There's the Frost Armor. There's a Dust of Appearance. Is the Blade Master revealed? Yes, he is, as now we are going to see this Gargantuan Sea Turtle perhaps actually fall. The Lich is going to get a Frost Armor on him as well. Gargantuan Sea Turtle, it does have Dust of Appearance applied. We'll see what's going to happen. Here's the Blade Master going to go after it, but there is not going to be a Death Coil, as the Death Knight was, I believe, yes, he was hexed. Down goes the Shadow Hunter, though. The hex on the Death Knight about to wear off, as the Blade Master wants to come back in. Here we go. How much damage is going to be dealt as the Blade Master once again pulls away once more? The Gargantuan Sea Turtle should fall in just a second, and there it goes, giving level 3 to the Death Knight, a Pure Up of Vitality, additional, I believe, 150 hit points, allowing for easy hitting onto that Blade Master. Blade Master and Death Knight continuing to battle up here. It looks like a Grunt is going to get surrounded. Believe taking a very nice lead so far. We are now at 30 supply versus 36, a 6 supply advantage. Or 6 food advantage here, as the Death Knight now simply charges in. He does have a Frost Armor, and now the Shadow Hunter is actually split between the two armies. And here we go. We're gonna have an engagement. Frost Armor not on the Lich as of yet, trying to save that mana every which way, as the Shadow Hunter now regrouping with that Blade Master. Blade Master with +17 attack, still unable to get in here and engage, as he doesn't have the army to support him. He's lost too many grunts. A Kodo Beast gonna chomp up on a Crypt Fiend. The Crypt Fiend should have tried to run away, as the Blade Master now going in after the units. There is another Hex. The Hex does prevent a Death Coil, and that was huge, as the Lich falls at level 1. A Burrow now coming in just in time. Another Burrow coming in. And are we going to get a Scroll Town Portal? Yes. Are these units going to unburrow at the right time? Are they going to teleport? They do teleport, even though they are burrowed. And now all the units, or I guess they remain burrowed when they return back home. Lich already about halfway from Resurrection. We're going to see the Blade Master and the Shadow Hunter look to ensnare, creep out this red creep camp. always very nice. What you do is you attack the units, you ensnare them, and then as the units start to back away, then the AI says that, hey, I need to retreat. But if they are ensnared, they're not going to actually retreat at all. So the Ogre Lord, just standing there, it is actually going to still continue to fight, not pulling it away just far enough. But we do see level 2 on that Shadow Hunter, a Tome of Intelligence +2. But the Death Knight and the Crypt Fiends are ready to do a little bit of a creepjack here once more. Shadow Hunter is already at level 2. Unholy Aura there on the Shadow Hunter, as the Kodo Beast could look to swallow up a bit more. We have 3 Kodo Beasts on the field, and that means 3 hungry Kodos in order to eat and take down 3 very, very scrumptious Crypt Fiends. 1 Crypt Fiend already eaten. Another Crypt Fiend could be eaten in just a moment. It looks like that Kodo Beast down to 29 hit points. It is going to pop out over here, only to be eaten once more. The Crypt Fiend still wandering around here, and the Blade Master trying to go after that Obsidian statue. Lich at level 2 does have Orbital Corruption, but this fight is not going all too well either. Death Knight continuing the chase. We also see a Raider now getting taken down, a Kodo Beast off over here, and the hungry Kodos, the perfect counter. There's a Death Coil to get the Kodo Beast back, or the Crypt Fiend back out. Still a Crypt Fiend inside this Kodo off over here, as the Lich still battling it up. You can see now the Blade Master sitting at level 3. Is it going to get healed? Shadow Hunter does not have enough mana. The Blade Master does fall at level 3. We'll see what's going to happen next for Focus. Focus doesn't have that many units. This one Kodo may get taken down. Yes, it is going to get surrounded here. And a new Crypt Fiend comes over just in time. This Crypt Fiend is burrowed. What's going to happen is a Death Knight could get off a Death Coil to focus it. And now, yes, a new Crypt Fiend once more back on the field. As this Crypt Fiend is still being digested, a new Kodo Beast could come over and finish off that Crypt Fiend in just a second. They're almost eating up a Crypt Fiend there. Another burrow. The Crypt Fiend trying to catch up, unable to get a chomp off. Oh, a nice burrow there. So some beautiful micro coming in, as we now see an ensnare coming in on the Obsidian statue. The Raider needs to get focused down, and nope. Oh, just constantly pulling away. That's some beautiful micro, as the Lich now gets to level 3. We may get perhaps a Frost Nova down, and there is the GG coming in from Focus. I believe I had caught, or I believe I cast these games in order, so but then again, the replay site may be out of order. It looks like it is a best of 5 series. Believe taking 1 game, Focus taking the other 3. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.